Hi, I'm Joe Tye from Values Coach and author of the book, The Florence Prescription, which is a prescription for how do you build a culture of ownership in the healthcare setting. And I'm assuming if you're watching this, you are a healthcare executive, and I'm hoping that you have had a chance to read the book, The Florence Prescription. Over 100,000 people have in more than 400 hospitals across the country. And if you haven't, give us a call, send me an email, and we will send you a free review copy. But we often get asked, what else can we do? Or can you, Joe, come to our organization? And in the last couple of years, I have personally visited more than 50 hospitals and spoken at 30 or 40 different state and regional health associations about the Florence Prescription, and we've had a tremendous response. So if I come to your organization, here's what a typical visit might look like. And typically they're between 1 day and very small organizations up to a full week in a larger setting. And we always start with a leadership retreat. And we focus on the things that are described in the book, but in much more detail. How do you create a blueprint for that all-important invisible architecture of your organization? We call it the blueprint behind the blueprint. Your core values, your corporate culture, the emotional attitude and the behavioral expectations in the workplace. And in the course of that day, I challenge people to think in new ways about how do you build that essential culture of ownership that's going to give you the resilience, the innovation, the mental toughness you need to have to cope with what's going on in healthcare today. And then the second, third, fourth day, I do a whole series of typically 90-minute presentations on the Florence Prescription, and we talk about culture, we talk about emotional attitude in the workplace. I share some very practical tools like the pickle challenge. The pickle challenge has taken on a life of its own. We're seeing dancing pickles, singing pickles, pickle piñatas as people think about how do you take the pickle out of your mouth and become more positive. You know, not just for your patients and your coworkers, but for your family at home. We've seen people making amazing changes. You can go online and you can see videos of hospitals where they're doing the self-empowerment pledge, 7 promises, 1 for each day of the week, every day. And if you, for example, go to Tri-Valley Health System in Cambridge, Nebraska, Google that and see 50 people in the lobby of their hospital doing that day's promise, and more than half of them are not reading it. They're doing that promise from memory. And that's what we do. We give people that what's in it for me factor. Why should I buy into this culture of ownership? Well, because it's going to make you a better parent. It's going to make you a better caregiver. It's going to make you a happier person. And when we get enough people thinking in a new way about wanting to take that ownership because it's in their interest, we can actually spark a real dialogue in your whole organization. So I hope you'll give Michelle Arduzer in our office a call. She's our Director of Client Services and our person who makes things happen. And she will share with you what are some of the options for having us create an event for you. Talk to me about it. I hope that we'll get a chance to work with you. I am sure that if we do, you'll get the kind of response that we always get from the hospitals we work with, which is, this has been a great event, but more important, it's been more than a pep rally. It has helped us launch a thought process, an action process that really is helping us transform our culture. It's worked for many others. It'll work for you too.